Hello, today we are with Daniel. Uh, he is a commercial pilot of Avianca. So, hello, Daniel.
Hello.
We have an interview for you.
Okay,
Okay,
sounds good.
so what inspired you to become a pilot?
The biggest inspiration I have was my dad. He was also a pilot. He went to the Colombian Air Force for
Okay,
about 30 years.
okay. And how do you prepare your flight in a different weather situations?
So, according to the country we're flying to, there is different weather conditions, of course. So, in my suitcase, there is always cold weather stuff and also warm weather clothes.
Okay, and do you have a pre-flight routine?
There is not actually. I like reading. That keeps me calm and making sure of every detail on the aircraft is properly prepared.
Okay. When you was a kid, being a pilot was your dream?
Yeah, it was also my dream when I was a kid because we always play with my dad to the airplane and he put my his feet on my stomach and put me up on the air, so that was pretty fun, and I think that's what gave me enroll in this career.
Okay. And in your experience, do you have a favorite flight route?
Favorite flight route? Yeah, I like the Pacific coast because, well, always the sunsets are so beautiful and magnificent. Yeah.
Okay. In this moment, what is your dream? Uh, in this moment.
Well, in this moment, I am preparing to be also a part of the Colombian Air Force.
Okay.
So I'm really hoping that I can get to drive one of the combat jets.
Okay,
That would be
so
fun.
do you like the forces, the military life and
Yeah, as my dad, I would like to continue on that.
What is the longest flight you have ever taken and how did you prepare for it?
Well, the longest flight I've ever taken is here to Turkey, actually. I went 8 hours flying to Spain, and then we did the transition to Turkey, to the African continent. And the preparation was good food and good rest. That's always the most important thing.
Oh, excellent. What skills do you think are essential to be a good pilot?
The skills necessary to be a good pilot is, well, essentially the patient. You need to be very, very patient because up in the air there is limited things that you are allowed to do.
How is the communication and coordination with the crew during a flight?
The communication, it needs to be clear and very precise. That way they know what's happening around the airplane and inside the airplane, and we also have knowledge about everybody.
Have you had any funny or unusual experience during a flight?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that question?
Have you had any funny or unusual experience during a flight?
Any funny? Yeah. I think one time we caught a couple having sex in the bathroom, so that's very unusual.
What aspect of aviation would you like to explore more in the future?
Uh, I would like to explore more about the intercontinental flights, which are, if I had, let's say, 10 hours flight, the intercontinental are way higher and way longest flights.
What recommendation do you have for passengers who are afraid of flight?
Yeah, we find a lot of scared people, and the main recommendation I'll give is don't be afraid. We have everything under control, and in case some emergency happen, we are very prepared to help and provide everything what's needed for every single one.
How do you keep up to date on aviation regulation and procedures?
I keep updated by reading all the time. We actually have to read because almost every year they're making changes, so we have to read constantly what are those changes.
Yeah, makes sense.
Continuing the questions. Have you had any memorable experience with passengers on board?
Yeah, once right after the flight when we landed, a little kid asked me for my autograph on a little notebook. So it was a kid, of course I had to give it to him.
Okay. How is the continuing education and training that pilot receives?
It is continued because we need to keep updated on the regulations and any changes that they do, for the flight.
What precaution do you take to ensure passenger safety?
The biggest precaution we have is every detail have to be, you know, perfect. That way, the aircraft conditions are secure for the passengers to fly with us.
What is your dream flight destination and why?
The dream flight destination for me is Tokyo, Japan, because there is so many technology and so many advances there. So it will be nice to go there.
How does the weather affect the planning and execution of a flight?
Mm, well, sometimes we don't expect, heavy storms or something like that, because that affects the taking out and also the landing. So we need to make sure that the place where we're going to is going to be safe.
Okay. What advice do you have for those who want to overcome the What advice do you have for those who want to overcome the fear of flying?
An advice to overcome the fear, it will be just to travel right against the window and look outside, and it's a beautiful experience. And so don't be afraid to look out the window.
What satisfaction do you get from being a pilot, and what is your greatest achievement in this profession?
Satisfaction. I got to travel to many places around the world. Uh, my family, they live right now in the United States. So one of the achievements, it was first to form a family, and second to be able to travel there and visit them very constantly.
Okay, thanks for your time.
All right, no problem.